continues to build from one session to the other. So once again, we'll start with our normal cleansing breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Noticing the muscles soften, melting towards the earth. Getting a sense of the mood of our bodies, sensations, emotions, thoughts. If we're feeling light or heavy, energized or calm. Taking a moment to set an intention for our practice. And perhaps the intention for the practice and for the week ahead could be making time for ourselves, making time for nature, spending time outdoors, appreciating the beauty of the outdoors and the fresh air. Perhaps it could be an intention to eliminate negative information, negative energy, negative people, something that might serve us at this point in our lives. Bringing our awareness back to the space around us, keeping our eyes closed or opening them. And we'll bring our right ankle over the left knee, making a figure 4 and hugging it in, either grabbing on top of the shin or behind the thigh, head up or down, moving around, getting acquainted with the sensations in the back of the right leg, maybe the hip flexors and the lower back. And coming straight into some abdominal work. We stack the left knee over the left hip, and we slowly lower the right leg towards the earth, hovering a couple of inches above the ground. And once we've found our stability, reaching our arms over the left hip, engaging the obliques on the left side of the body, lifting the shoulder blades off the ground as high as possible. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Finding our steady rhythm of breath. Slowly starting to activate the parasympathetic nervous system through our Ujjayi breath in the back of the throat. One more deep breath in. And we release on the exhale. Yay. Go ahead and hug both knees in. Gentle massage of the spine. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right ankle comes over, left ankle comes over right thigh. We stack the right knee over top of the hip, and then slowly lowering the left leg towards the earth, hovering a couple of inches, finding stability, and then reaching over the right hip, lighting up the obliques on the right side of the body. Lifting the shoulder blades up as high as possible. And again, finding our breath. Two more breaths here. And we lower down on the exhale. Great. Hug that in, coming back to center. And moving around, just warming into the hip flexors. Maybe even making circles with the knees. Great. Switching it up, and we're going to stick the feet all the way up over top of the hips. And we'll do some of our scissors chops. So feet are stacked over top of the hips. We're going to reach our arms over top of our head. Inhaling. On the exhale, we scissor the legs and we chop outside. Inhale, reach. Inside. Inhale, reach. Switching legs. Chop. Inhale. Chop. Inhale, switch legs. At your speed. Chopping, chopping, switch. Using the breath to power the motion and to restore our inner balance. As we activate here our nervous system, we want to balance it out and to keep ourselves going while we warm the entire core. Moving to your flow and your ability. Let's try for one more on each leg, 4 more chops. Keep the breath steady. And then we reach all the way, elongating the arms and the legs, arching the lower back, opening up the abdomen, breathing deeply all the way through. Good. Curling ourselves up into a little ball, giving ourselves a big hug. And we'll roll ourselves over and come into all fours. Well done. Not so bad as a start. And just getting a sense again here of how the body is moving today. And shifting the hips left and right, allowing the head to follow. Adding some lateral flexion, elongating the sides of the body. From the hips through to the arm. Good. Coming into center, neutral position. We'll make our way through some traditional cats and cows. So the knees are directly under the hips, the hands are under the shoulders, starting with the tailbone. 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhaling, looking up, opening up the chest and abdomen. Exhaling, rounding at the tailbone, curling the head into the chest. And flowing through 4 more of these, just like that. With purpose. And curiosity to see how our body is moving as we warm up the spine. Inhaling that curiosity for today's practice. And exhaling judgment, competition, or expectation. Great. Coming into a neutral tabletop. We'll transition to a few bird dogs. Reaching the right arm parallel to the floor alongside the ear. The neck will remain neutral. We're going to extend the left leg all the way out. Pointing the toes to the ground, flexing the foot, maintaining A steady balance here. The entire back is engaged from the fingertips on the right hand to the toes on the left, making sure the hip isn't floating upwards, but it's remaining square to the mat. Option here to curl in, crunching the elbow to the knee. Option to hold. Option to lower a hand or a foot. At any point, we do what works for us in this moment. Making sure to engage and find the dynamic tension as we reach, engaging the glutes and engaging the back muscles. 2 more breaths or movements. Great. And we come all the way back down to all fours, rounding out, pressing against the floor, allowing the head to hang heavy, chin to chest, breathing space between the vertebrae. Right. And we reset. Switching to the opposite side, back to our bird dog. Left arm comes alongside the ear, checking in with the neck, and then we extend the right leg. Let's check our placement. The toes are pointing down, the hip is not floating up. And of course, option to hold, option to lower a foot, option to lower a hand, option to crunch in. As suits us today. Finding a pattern running from the left hand to the right foot. Finding strength and maintaining dynamic tension. Good, last breath. And we reset. Oh, yay for that. Pushing away, pressing into the shoulder blades, chin is tucked into the chest. And we're going to curl our toes under our shins and lift ourselves all the way up into a down dog. Deep breaths in. On the exhale, we lift the hips. Great. Feeling the energy running from our hands into our back, and go ahead and pedal out the feet. Elongating the back of the legs, elongating the spine through to the crown of the head. Maybe shifting all of the weight, just checking in with the back and the sides of the legs, running from the hips through to the ankles. I certainly feel it today. I'm going to be gentle and warm up slowly. Good. Bringing ourselves back to center. Finding our hands in a placement that we can float into a plank. So we're going to inhale, float into a plank. Exhale, float back to down dog. Pressing into the shoulders and the chest. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Lengthening the back of the legs with each exhale. Finding length, pressing through the heels, lightness in the toes. Inhale, plank. Floating through with your breath. Three more. Keeping the abdomen tight, torso is parallel to the floor in our plank. And we float back into our plank and we hold here. Bringing the toes together, hands are directly under the chest. Elbows are wrapping forwards, pressing into the mat. We're going to lower down into a chaturanga. Trying to pause at the bottom, holding the elbows tight into the abdomen. And we press up. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, we press up. Yogi press ups. Inhale, exhale, press up. 2 more just like that. As possible. Keeping the torso parallel to the floor, abs are tight. Good job. All the way back down, slowly pausing as possible. And we release ourselves down to the mat. Yay for that. Pointing the toes, the feet are firmly planted on the mat. Good. Oscillating cobra. Bringing our fingertips out to the side. Inhaling, we peel our chests off the mat, pressing the thighs and the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, we lower. Chin to the mat. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, we lower. 3 more. Squeezing the shoulder blades in and down. Opening the chest. Last one here. Gentle back bend. Excellent. Bringing the chin back down to the mat, clasping our hands behind our backs, and rolling the shoulders, lifting the arms. Option here to lift the chest off the ground, reaching the knuckles towards the feet. Gentle back bend, building strength in our back while opening the chest and the arms. Steady rhythm of breath. The glutes and the thighs are engaged. Last breath here. And we release down to the mat. Great. Deep breaths in between. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. We reset. Bringing our hands underneath our shoulders. Bringing our toes together, curling them under, and we press one more time back up into our plank. Kneeling plank or full plank, whatever it takes to get there. Great, well done. And we're going to come into a forward fold. So coming into our down dog. Walking the feet in towards the hands. Walking into a forward fold. Yay. And we're going to add vinyasas to our practice today. We haven't in a long time. Today's the day. So let's hang heavy in our first forward fold. Knees are gently bent. Feeling the weight press forward into the balls of the feet. Good. Inhale, we roll up gently halfway. Flat back is parallel to the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, extended mountain. Exhale into our chair. Good. Inhale, all the way up. Hands to heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Sweeping our arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Chair. We'll flow through that 3 more times. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees as needed. And exhale, hands to heart, chair. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, hands to heart. Oh, feels good on the lower back. All the way up. Forward fold, swan diving. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold, all the way up, inhaling. Exhale to chair. Exhale up. And hands come all the way back around. A lot of sweeping of the arms, inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, halfway. Exhale all the way up, this time squeezing the glutes. Exhale down into our chair. Let's hold here, extending the arms. Checking in, maybe drawing the shins back so we can see the lightness in our toes. Feeling our abdomen light up. Good. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Yay. Feels good. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Coming into a side bend. Grabbing onto the left wrist. Coming over to the right. Keeping the hips squared underneath us. Reaching tall so that we're not compressing the right side of the body. Breathing deeply, creating space in the left side. Two more breaths, reaching tall. Good, inhale back to center, hands to heart, chair. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Forward fold, inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhale, chair. Extend the arms all the way back out. Checking in with our positioning, lightness of our toes. Arms are alongside of the ears as accessible, alternatively bringing them to our hips. Neutral neck, in alignment with our spine. Starting to feel some fire in our quadriceps. Good, inhale all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath in here between. Inhale up. And grabbing onto the right wrist, coming over to the left side, not compressing, but reaching tall, creating space in the right side of the body. Keeping our feet firmly planted, the right hip is not floating up. Drawing energy from the ground all the way through the right side of the body. One more big breath here. Maybe reaching a bit further. Inhaling all the way up. Swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale into our chair. Last time. Option, of course, to extend the arms. Checking down. We should know our positioning by now. Our whole bodies are engaged here. Dynamic tension throughout, from the fingertips through to the toes. Good. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Finding our inner calm, restoring it with the breath. And we inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Hanging out here for a few breaths in our forward fold. Option to grab the inside of the elbows. Option to twist, rotate, shifting our weight, bending the knees. Good. 2. Adding to our vinyasa lunges. Coming back to center here. Allowing the arms to hang heavy. Inhale, halfway flat back. Exhale, coming back down to the earth, planting the fingers, coming into a crescent lunge here. Up on the balls of the toes, and we reach the arms alongside the ears. Reaching again, lengthen the sides of our body. And now power lunge, bringing the arms alongside the legs. Hinging over the front lunge leg. Torso is about 45-degree angle. Generating a little bit of power and heat in the front quadricep. Extending the arms back, engaging the arms, including the triceps, reaching the fingertips towards the foot. Good. Warrior one, planting the back foot, reaching the arms above the shoulders. Inhaling, reaching the torso, keeping our lunge, checking in. We can see our toes beyond the knee. Engaging the glutes, the thigh muscles. Equal balance between our legs. We feel the energy. Good. Hinging forward, planting the hands, rotating it up on the back toes, coming into our forward fold vinyasa. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with the other foot. Crescent lunge. Bringing our arms alongside the ears as possible. Starting to light up the opposite side. Pressing through the balls of the back foot. The quadricep of the front. Lifting the kneecap of the back leg while we engage the quadriceps of both. Good. Arms come back alongside of the body, reaching the fingertips towards the back foot. Power lunge. Neck remains neutral in alignment with the spine. Good. Bringing the hands back down to the earth, stepping forward, forward lunge, halfway flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping all the way up. Extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. And we take a deep breath in between here. And we'll speed up the movement slightly. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Planting the hands, stepping back with the first leg. Power lunge first with the arms alongside the ears. And now alongside the body, reaching long. 3 breaths at each pose. And we reset, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Fold all the way up. And we'll add a chair. Good, sweeping up. Forward fold, planting the hands, stepping back with the opposite foot, crescent lunge. Starting with the arms alongside the ears as possible. 3 breaths. Power lunge, 3 breaths. Reaching towards the foot. Good, planting the hands, stepping through, forward fold, vinyasa, inhale halfway. Forward fold all the way up, add our chair in as desired. And forward fold again. Here for that, back to the first foot. 2 power lunges, 3 breaths in each pose. Keeping the dynamic tension on the back leg. Hands are planted, forward fold, inhale halfway. Should be generating a little bit of heat here today. Inhaling all the way up, exhale to our chair. Inhale up. Swan dive forward, planting the hands, opposite leg, crescent lunge. Bringing the arms alongside, reaching the fingertips back. Great, planting the hands, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale all the way back down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, chair. Great. Inhale up. Swan dive forward. Stepping our first leg back. Inhaling, reaching. 3 breaths. In each pose. Hands to heart center, and we rotate, bringing the elbow over the knee, looking up over top of our shoulder, beyond the elbow, making sure we're stable between the legs. We have our firm grounding. Two more breaths here. Good. Rotating back to center, planting the hands, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Folding. Inhale, sweeping our arms up. Exhale, chair. Great. Repeating on the opposite side. Exhale, swan dive forward, planting the hands, toes come back, crescent lunge, reaching beyond the ears. 2 and 3 big breaths here. And then we reach back to the feet. Hands to heart center, prayer twist. Again, gazing up beyond the elbow, the shoulder, pressing through the back foot. Good. One more big breath here. And we come back to center, planting the hands, forward fold, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. All the way up on the inhale, sweeping the arms. Exhale, chair. Good. Inhale, sweeping our arms up. Forward fold. Stepping back with the first foot. We're going to keep adding a couple of poses each time. Continuing to generate heat, strength, and stability. Sweeping the arms back. Drawing the shoulder blades in and down. Good. Planting the back foot, rotating warrior 2 this time, looking over the front hands, maintaining our tension in the glutes and the front quadricep. Arms are not up above by the ears, keeping them low. Reaching forward, checking in to see the toes. One more breath here. We rotate our back foot, crescent lunge. Inhale, reaching up. Gentle back bend. Maybe sinking a bit lower. Bending the back knee if that helps protect the lower back. And forward fold. Planting the hands, stepping back through. Inhale, halfway. Guys are doing great. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, palms together. Exhale, chair. Inhale, sweeping up. Swan dive forward. Stepping back, opposite foot. Starting in our crescent lunge, reaching forward. 3 breaths, each pose here. sweep back. Drawing the shoulder blades down and back. Good. Coming all the way up, planting the back foot, rotating into our warrior two, gazing over the front fingers, checking in with the toes. The glute is pressing the hips forward and the quadricep is heating up. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Two more big breaths here. As we settle into the pose and our calm strength, rotating up onto the toes of the back foot, inhaling crescent lunge. Reaching tall, gentle back bend, opening up the abdomen and chest. Two more breaths. Lengthening the waist. And hinging forward, forward fold. Bringing the feet back under the hips, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, chair. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Stepping back with our first foot. Good. Inhaling, reaching the arms alongside the ears. Torso is at about a 45-degree angle. We're still warming up the quadriceps, generating heat and power. Arms come alongside the torso, reaching towards the back foot. Likely starting to feel the glutes as well. Probably talking a little bit. Pivoting the back foot, bringing the hand down on the inside and opening up, reaching above, reaching from earth to sky. Pressing the hips forward. Great. Pivoting all the way back to center. Stepping forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale to chair. Inhale, all the way up. Swan dive forward. Second leg, stepping back. 3 breaths in each. Torso is about 45-degree angle. Sweeping the arms alongside the body, reaching towards the toes, keeping the chest high. Great. Pivoting the back foot, bringing the arm to the inside and reaching the opposite arm above the back, or of course behind the back, whichever feels most comfortable today. Pressing the hips forward, maintaining our lunge. Generating our heat and strength. Good. One more breath here. We bring our hand back to center, planting, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold, inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Taking a deep breath in between here, let's reset. Great. Coming to face you, and we'll float our way into a tree pose. Wherever the foot connects to the leg, pressing the knee towards the back of the room. Option to float the arms wide. Option to keep them at heart center. Lifting our chests, opening up the back of the shoulders, pointing our pinkies forward, if that feels comfortable. So finding somewhere to gaze at. You might notice a few wobbles, perhaps repeating a truth, an affirmation in your mind might help stabilize the body. I am love. I am light. I am peace. I am brave. Gently transitioning to the opposite side. Maybe rolling out the ankles and the toes at this point. Yes. And once again, finding stability in the opposite leg, floating the foot in to the leg wherever it connects naturally. We don't want to be torquing the spine to get there. And again, finding a placement for the hands that feels right. Working through our wobbles with a focus on the positive. Good. And transitioning out of this, gently giving that a little shake. Oh, yay for that. Well done. Back to the front of our mats. We're going to flow through our full vinyasa, inhaling all the way up. Swan diving forward, inhaling halfway. Exhale, forward fold. We step through one lunge. Inhale into our crescent lunge. Exhale, hinging forward. Let's step through to a plank. Vinyasa. Upward facing or cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale to plank. Stepping through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold all the way back up. Hands to heart. We'll do the same on the opposite leg. Inhale all the way up. Swan dive forward. Stepping through. Crescent lunge. Hinge forward. Plank. Vinyasa optional. Stepping back into our crescent lunge. Exhaling into forward fold. Inhale, hands all the way up. Hands to heart. Take a breath here. We'll repeat that one more time on each leg at our own speed. Vinyasa optional. Taking whatever breath you might need along the way. And we repeat on the opposite side. Vinyasa optional always. Upward facing or cobra. Listening to our bodies. Stepping back through. breath in between. And we reset together. Well done. Reaching our arms all the way up, opening up our feet, and we sink down into Malasana Squat. Good. Shifting into position, finding grounding of our feet, and then we press legs away, elongating the spine. Calming our breath and our heartbeats. Smiles on our faces, congratulating ourselves for getting through a very dynamic vinyasa session. And we'll cool it down. So bringing ourselves all the way down to the earth, finding our way into either easy seated or fire logs position. Good. Inhaling, reaching the arms up over the shoulders. Exhale, we hinge forward. Bringing our hands down to the earth to support us. We're not falling too quickly. Keeping our sit bones firmly planted, feeling what's happening in the back of the leg. And allowing our chins to hang heavy through the arms, rounding the neck. Adding a little extra neural flossing in space between the vertebrae. Allowing gravity to assist us. Inhale, lifting the torso, and then walking the hands over to one side. It doesn't matter, we'll do both. Feeling the lower back and the side body open up a bit. This doesn't have to be a big movement, as long as you feel it. Breathing deeply into any areas of discomfort. Noticing how the discomfort might change. Lifting the top arm. Opening up. And exhaling, rounding back out. Good. Walking the hands all the way over to the other side. Seeing our mobility on this side, mine is far less, far more restricted. And I breathe into it slowly and gently. Letting go of expectation and judgment. Being gentle with ourselves, honoring the state of our bodies. Inhale, lifting the arm up, rotating the chest high. Exhale, back down, walking our hands back to center. We walk our torso back up, stacking the vertebrae one at a time, shoulders, neck, and head. And we come into a staff pose, extending our legs long, giving them a little wiggle in between. Good. As long as might be required. And then we come back into either our easy seated or our fire logs, whichever feels best for your body. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward folding. Hinging at the hips, bringing the hands down to the earth to support. Elongating the torso. Melting towards the earth. Letting go of whatever tension we can, energy, emotions, thoughts that might not be serving us, just letting them go like clouds on a blue sky afternoon. Watching them float by. Bye-bye. Lifting our torso, walking to one side, checking in, breathing deeply to expand the side body through to the lower back. One more breath here. Then we walk our hands over to the other side, gentle transition. Noticing any difference on this side as opposed to the other. Being grateful for what movement and flexibility we do have and not worrying about what we don't. So many things we can do that we need to celebrate and not worry about what we cannot do. Good. Walking our hands all the way back to center. Rolling ourselves up gently, one vertebrae at a time, shoulders, neck, and head. Rolling the shoulders back, extending the legs back out. Staff pose, and you know my favorite. Flexing the feet, toes are pointing up, reaching the arms parallel to the floor, tucking the chin into the chest. Option to hold here, option to pulse, breaking into the microfibers in the back of the body, feeling all those microfibers from the ankles, the heels, through the calves, back of the knees, hamstrings, lower back, upper back, neck, reaching through, just checking in how and where we might be holding our tension and what we can let go of. Finding stillness as our bodies desire. Now we'll slowly lift our torso and roll it all the way back down so that our spine makes contact with the mat below us. One vertebrae at a time, shoulders and head. Allowing the arms to fall open, palms are facing up, or bringing our hands onto our belly, our emotion center. Or maybe we want to bring one hand to our heart and the other to our belly. Whatever feels right. Enjoying this moment of having stopped, feeling the contact of our body on the mat below. Giving gratitude to our bodies for the strength we demonstrated here today. Gratitude to our minds for getting us to the mat, knowing that our practice benefits us, sometimes in more ways than we realize. Reflecting back on an intention that we may have set at the beginning of our practice, or an affirmation, or a promise to ourselves for the coming days and weeks. final pose to close off today's practice with a little spinal twist. Bringing our right knee into the chest, left hand comes to the outside, and we gently rotate. Gazing over the right arm, gently breathing into the lower back on the right side. Noticing any patterns of tension that we may be holding here. I certainly am. Trusting that if I stay with the discomfort, it will transform. Two more big breaths. And we slowly bring ourselves back to center. Resetting and bringing our left knee across the body, gazing to the left. One more big breath here, breathing through our hearts. And we come back to center, finding any final poses that might feel good on the body, possibly a hug, possibly fetal position, or back to our resting pose in Shavasana. Allowing ourselves time to integrate today's practice into our muscle memory, and rolling ourselves up when we're ready to come back to the space around us, remembering our intention and reflecting on any affirmations that might serve us. Thank you for sharing this time with me today. The light in me sees a light in you. Namaste.